President Trump's November speech in the White House's East Room was a dramatic reminder that he still refuses to accept defeat, even a decade later. He framed the nation's upcoming 2026 election as potentially illegitimate if the Democrats win the midterms. Trump's address was built on a series of alarming words: deep state, rigged and stolen, conspiring, manipulation, corrupt, fraud, cover-up. Those were the adjectives he offered to explain what, in his view, would prevent a fair vote again. He said that the 2020 election was a fraud and that the people who made that decision are part of a conspiracy that still threatens current and future elections. The speech did not provide any new evidence, but he cited selectively declassified documents to give the impression there were vulnerabilities that could be exploited. The president clarified that he does not consider himself a loser, even when facing the reality of his loss in 2020. He repeatedly claims that dark forces worked to thwart his bid for presidency, and that if his party loses the Houston sitting, that outcome could also be part of a cover-up. The message was obvious: he has decided that any loss is a lie and that the only reality is the one he wants to see. His comments reflected a pattern that has emerged during his second term, a relentless obsession with revising the facts surrounding 2020. Since returning to office, he has installed election deniers in key positions, hired staff who share his refusal to admit the outcome was legitimate, and altered rules to make voting harder for his opponents. He's also seized voting records in a bid to prove his theory safe, and purged officials who investigated the 2020 allegations. A former FEC chair, Trevor Potter, compared Trump's fixation to Captain Ahab, obsessed with a phantom whale. The former official said the president's declaring victory in 2020 is now a litmus test for anyone working for him: if you disagree, you are out. In these conversations, insiders say it is mainly about ego. Now that Trump has the constitutional right to continue, he cannot admit a loss. He wishes to rewrite history, to insist it's his own win, and to require anyone he appoints to obey that narrative. That in turn changes the institutions he depends upon: election officials, inspectors, and judges who can be purged faster if they do not conform. The president's actions extend beyond rhetoric. He has authorized investigations that are linear, designed to confirm his claims and not to follow where facts may lead. He's reached for evidence that he already has, rather than looking at the data objectively. Even if a forensic audit or a legal review typeset needed has been sent back, he has taken steps that could impede the investigation. The primetime address showed that he is determined to restart the process in earnest as 2026 draws close. In the words printed in the New York Times, the article argues that this obsession comes at a cost, a danger for democracy, because the fabric of the election system is questioned whenever the result disadvantages the president's agenda. Over the next year, analysts will watch whether his followers keep pushing this cannon-style narrative or if the institutions that safeguard democracy respond in their own way. The story remains unfolding. Stay tuned, we'll keep you updated. That's the headline day: a Trump obsession that carries a cost for democracy.